Hey friends, welcome back to Bravo Car Design. My name is John MK, and today we are going to be learning how we can make our first 3D model in SolidWorks after making a 2D sketch. So if it's your first time to come to our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, comment, like my videos, and don't forget to share my videos to your friends. And also strike the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. So without much ado, let's get started on today's video. The first thing you have to do is to open SolidWorks, and once you open SolidWorks, the first that appear on your screen is this. Just select on this part option, which will take us to an interface where we can access all the tools we require to do our 3D model in order to sketch it. So after opening it, you have this workspace here, or this interface, where we are going to be doing our 2D sketching first before going to 3D sketching. The first thing we have to do, as I said earlier, is to create a 2D sketch from a default plane. By coming on your left side of your SolidWorks, you can see there's these options which are given here. The first thing, you can select either of the planes. You can say, let's say, you can select like a front plane and click sketch. Once you're done that, you can proceed to make it resketching by the use of these 2D sketching tools, which are provided here. I have explained in my previous video how to use all these tools, and I hope you watched that video. I'll put the link in the description box below so that you can get a strong foundation or fundamental of 2D sketching in SolidWorks. Let's select just one center triangle tool here, and pick a 2D sketch which will be fully defined. Let's give it some dimension by coming here on Smart Dimension and give out to this sketch some dimension. Let's say 180 millimeter. And 70 millimeter. That's basically how we can make a predefined 2D sketch in SolidWorks from the origin to make sure it is predefined. And you can notice that our sketch is black in color because it is predefined in the dimension I have already assigned them here using a Smart Dimension tool. So the next thing you have to do is to go to the Features command category, which can help us to transfer a 2D sketch into a 3D sketch. There are several commands which are provided here in Features category, command category, and we are going to learn how we can use the basics one for today's video to have a strong understanding on how we can do a fast 3D model for beginners. So the first thing we have to do is to come and click on this Feature command category. Then we are provided with several tools under the Features category, which can help us create a 3D model. The first tool we are going to be using is the Extruded Boss tool. Just click on this Extruded Boss tool. And now you can see a preview has been provided on our canvas or on our workspace, which can help us see the shape that our 3D model is going to take with respect to the sketch that we have drawn previously. Under the command, the property manager tool on our left side, we can see there are several options which are provided here when we are doing a boss extruded, when we are doing a 3D model using boss extruded tool. Under this property managers, there are several options provided to us. The first one is from. This from option here, it helps you determine where you are going to, from where you are going to do your 3D model. Now for us, we are going to start from sketching plane because that's what we have drawn previously. If you have several number of parts on the canvas or on workspace, you can make an offset or a vertex or a surface or from other face or planes. Now for us, since we are just beginning, we are going to be using sketch plane only. Now the direction here option, it gives us several options down here. This shows us the condition on which we want our 3D model to be in. We can blind option, it helps us give dimension by ourselves. We can make any dimension. We are not going to specify it or to fix it. Up to surface, up to vertex, and offset from surface. This are basically used when we have several parts on our canvas or on our workspace to do up to 3D sketch, 3D model, up to body and midplane. Now midplane here means that we are going to be extruding from the midplane of our plane that we have drawn previously. Now it's going to go on both directions. You can see, if you can click this, you can see it's going to split into two or into half. Now we are going to be using just blight for us to give the dimension manually by ourselves, and it's going to be only on one direction. Now there are these two arrows here. They are called reverse direction. When you click on this, your extrusion of your sketch is going to be on reverse direction. Like you can see, our extrusion have been reversed, and you can click it again and to go back to normal. So that's how we can reverse our 3D model when we are doing 3D modeling. And then here we have dimensions which are provided here. We can give the dimension, the amount by which we want our sketch to be extruded. Let's say 50 millimeter. Like that. I can just give it around 20 millimeter. Yes, like that. Now you can see here, there's another option called draft. Now this drafting helps you determine by how many degrees you want your extrusion to be. Some extrusion are extruded in 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 70 degrees, depending on the model that you want to make. Now we're not going to go too much into this. I'll be making a new video on how we can use this when I'll be teaching my further advanced tutorials on SolidWorks. On two directions here, you can see how you can create 3D sketch in both directions, but with different dimensions. Now here you can see example, you can give this like 20, let's say you can see like 40 millimeter. And you can see on the opposite direction for this sketch, it has been extruded by 40 millimeter. But we are not going to be using this for today on direction 2. We are just going to be using direction 1 because we are just beginning. Now, the feature, this helps you develop a model that have a space in between and some thin boundary, as you can see here. Once you activate thin features tool, you get a thin feature 3D model that have boundaries look like an open box. You can select it because that's not our main focus for today. So our main focus for today is to create a 3D model using both extruded, a simple 3D model. And that's basically how we can do it. So just click this green check mark tool here on our property manager. And our extrusion on 3D model will be activated. As you can see, it has been activated. So that's how we can draw a 3D model in SolidWorks after drawing a 2D sketch. So another thing I would like to show you is how to make an extrude cut. But before that, we can also make another 3D model on the planes on which we have drawn our 3D sketch, as long as these planes or these surfaces are flat. Like let's say on this surface, you can make a 2D sketch on this surface, then extrude it and make a 3D model or 3D part. How can we do that? First, let's say select this surface, and then there's this option here that will pop up. You can just click on this sketch option. And now you have to click to go to normal by just pressing Control 8. That's a shortcut. Now you see, you can draw any 2D sketch here that you want to remove or that you want to extrude from your previous 3D model. Let's draw a circle. Select. You Better make sure you give it a dimension by going to smart dimension and come here, give it some dimension, let's say 30 or 35. Click OK. Now you can see our sketch on one of the surface of our previous 3D model have been drawn. Now we can do several things using this sketch that we have drawn here. We can either remove some materials from our previous 3D model, or we can add some material on our previous 3D model. Now there you can add some materials or add an extra part that will be merged with our previous 3D models by coming under the feature category and choosing the extruded boss, like the way we have drawn our previous 3D model. Now here you get a preview of how our 3D model is going to look. You're going to be adding some material here, then the same procedure we have used in our previous model. You can say, let's add some material like 40 millimeter, like this, and click the green check mark that to activate it. The same thing can happen in all the surfaces of our previous 3D sketch. You can draw a 2D sketch, then extrude it and draw an extra 2D part, the 3D part. That can this can be used when you are drawing or when you are doing a complex modeling in SolidWorks. So another thing I would like us to learn today is how we can extrude parts or extrude some material from our 3D sketch or 3D model in SolidWorks. How can we remove some material? By using one tool here under the command category features that is called extrude cut. Let's try to remove some material in both and the feature that we have just drawn. You can just, because this is a flat surface, remember I've told you that you can draw a 2D sketch on this flat surface as long as it's a flat surface. So by just clicking on it and then selecting this option sketch and pressing Ctrl+8 to go to normal. Here you can create any type of sketch. I'm going to be creating create a circle here, and click select. I can give it some dimension, and let's say that millimeter. And click OK. After drawing this 2D sketch on this surface of this extruded cylinder part here, we can remove some materials from our 3D sketch by using this option extruded cut, as I've just mentioned. So just select it and we get a preview on the shape by which we are going to remove our material, see. Now, under the property manager on your left side, under the cut extrude option, you are given several options as well, not too much different from the one for extruded boss, a tool. So here you are going to select from. Remember, you can select from surface, from this surface here. But we are going to be using just from sketch, from where we have drawn a previous sketch. And then we are going to be using blind option, or you can select through all. Through all means it is going to select to remove material through all the parts. You can see it's going to remove the material through all up to this end. And if there are other parts here, it can also cut all of them and remove the material inside them. Through all both means if it is in between two parts, you remove on both sides. And up next, if you click here up next, that means it will come up to next with part that one part that you choose. The next surface. Up to vertex, first up to surface, up to body. If there are several bodies on your canvas or on your workspace, you can choose up body, offset from surface, and by mid plane. Mid plane, that means when you have drawn from a mid plane, you can cut on both sides. If you choose up to surface, you You have to select the surface by which you want it to be extruded, up to which surface, up to this surface. Now you can see this preview here by seeing this yellow circle inside. That means some materials are going to be removed from this sketch up to this surface. You can also reverse your extrude a cut. Let's just use blind option because we are just beginning, we are just doing the basics and learning how we can use these tools. These tools, they are not different with the extruded boss tool, just for reversing the direction. You can see it's going to cut if there's another part on the opposite side of the sketch. This extrude cut is going to remove some material from that model, which will be on the other side, but there's nothing, so just select it. And for us, we are going to remove through all. As I've said, just select through all here, and materials are going to be removed through all these parts. So click this check mark, and you see some materials have been removed and a hole have been created, which in cylindrical form as our shape, as our 2D sketch was looking. As you can see, that's basically how we can use extruded cut and extruded boss to add materials in our sketch and remove materials in our 3D model. So another thing I'd like us to learn today is how we can do our filleting. As you can see, these edges, they are sharpened, they are not appropriate or safe for handling this type of part. It has to be chamfered. That means you have to make these edges to be less sharp. You can either chamfer or you can fillet. So under the command category features, there is an option here called fillet. If you click this drop-down menu, you are going to get several options. The first option is fillet option. Another option is chamfer option. So let's see how we can apply fillet on our 3D model. Just select on fillet, and you can see under the property manager on the left side, there are several options provided for us that will help us determine how our fillet is going to look like. Now, there are several types of fillet when you are doing filleting in your 3D model. The first fillet is here called a contact size fillet. This fillet helps you to remove the sharp corners or the sharp edges on a 3D model by assigning one dimension, which will be like a radius of your fillet. We are going to be using only this one for today because the last one, they are a little bit complex and we need more knowledge on how to use them. Now, item to fillet here, for item to fillet, just click here and select the part or the edges that you want to be filleted. Let's see all the sharp edges. You can select one by one, like this, like this, like this, and like this. You can also assign some dimension by which you want your fillet to be. Just click here and select dimension by which you want your fillet to be. You can say either let's say 4 millimeter. Remember, they should be symmetrical, or else they can be asymmetrical where you are going to be assigning 2 dimensions which not be equal. This here you can select the profile of which you want your fillet to look like. You can select conic radius, conic low, curvature, continuous, or circular. But mostly we prefer using circular fillet profile. So after doing that, here also you are shown several previews. You can select partial preview, no preview. If you choose no preview, you are not going to be seeing this kind of preview that we are seeing here marked in yellow on our canvas. You can see partial preview is going to appear just one side preview. So we prefer using full preview so that you can visualize how our fillet is going to look like. So if you want to fillet all the edges, you just select all the edges in the similar way, like this and this. Then click this green check mark here And you can see our edges have been filleted. We can also fillet these other two edges here. Just click on fillet. And let's make sure all the edges are filleted. Then click OK. That's great. Now you can see there are no sharp edges on our 2D, on our 3D model. Now this tool is safe to handle because you cannot be harmed, it cannot injure someone. We can also add some fillet on this edge here between these two parts. Just select the fillet option and come and select this edge here and click OK. That's basically how we can add fillet on our 3D model in SolidWorks. You can see it's pretty cool. Now, the next thing we are going to be learning is how we can do chamfer in SolidWorks. Now, for us to do that, I would like to use a different sketch. Let me create a sketch here. Just a simple sketch on the front plane. Normal. Then click select, and then the same procedure of making a 3D model, extruded boss. And let me extrude just by, let's say, 30 millimeter. Click OK. So let's see how we can use the chamfer tools provided in the feature command categories. Where you can get a chamfer tool is under the fillet tool by clicking this drop-down menu, and you can get chamfer features here. So under the property manager, there are several options which can help us modify our chamfer or select and determine how we want our chamfer to look like. The first, we can see that there are several types of chamfers here. The first one is this type of chamfer is called angle distance chamfer. In this chamfer, you have to select the angle and the distance by which you want the chamfer to be removed. Chamfer is also used to remove the sharp edges. The same purpose with the filleting. We also have distance chamfer. We have a chamfer, and we have this chamfer here known as offset face chamfer, which we shall be learning how we can use it in my next video, and face-to-face chamfer. So item to chamfer, you just come and select the edges which you want to chamfer. Now here we have preview. You can select full preview, partial preview, or no preview. This helps you see the preview on how your chamfer is going to look like after activating your chamfer tool. Now see here, because we are going to use angle distance chamfer type, we have to select the distance and the angle by which we want our chamfer to be chamfered. Let's select 5 millimeter and an angle of 30 millimeter. You can practice by selecting several angles and several distance and see how it is going to look like. Then click on this green check mark here, and you can see our chamfer have already been created. We can chamfer the other side as well. just select on this edge and green check mark it, which means okay. Now you can see we have just chamfered our second 3D model. Let's see how we can use the other type of a chamfer, another chamfer tool. Let's see how we can use this edge chamfer. This means you are going to be chamfering a corner on your 3D model. Let's select item to chamfer. You have to select a corner. Let's say this corner. You can see this corner is going to be chamfered, and some material are going to be removed, which means there'll be no more any corner like this, sharp corner, which might injure somebody using this part. You can select all the corners. But first, let's select one. And now you can see here there are options which are given to us here. You can choose the distance by which you want the chamfer to be. You can select, let's say, 8 millimeter. This one can be 9 millimeter. This one can be 10 millimeter. Then click OK. You can see our chamfer have been added in our 3D model. You can do the same. You can follow the same procedure and put chamfer in all the edge and the corners to remove those sharp corners. Select edge chamfer, corner chamfer, and just select this item to chamfer. Select all these corners. The same measurement are going to be added. The same way you can do with all the other corners. Also, if you want to modify your chamfer or you want to modify your fillet, you can just come here on this design tree and click on your, let's say on your fillet. If you want to modify a fillet, just click on it, and there's this here edit feature option, and you can click on it, and you can edit your fillet the way you want it to look like. You see, you can edit your fillet after even drawing it. You can edit, let's say, it to be 3.5 millimeter. It should be 3.5. Click OK. Also, you can edit your extruded boss and extruded cut. You can also delete them. The way you can delete extruded a cut is by just coming on this option. Let's take one of extruded boss here. Let's say this one, and like click on it. There's an option here written delete. Just click on it, and your 3D model will be deleted. And you can see your 2D sketch is the only one which will be remaining, because you have only deleted our extruded feature, not a sketch. You can go back by pressing Ctrl Z, and you can go back to our 3D model. There we can edit our extruded features. Just come here, cut extrude, right click, and edit feature. And you can edit your extruded cut feature, as you can see. That's basically how you can edit all your features and when you're doing your 3D modeling. And that's how you can do your 3D model in SolidWorks. That's how you can use extrude cut features and tools, and that's how you can use a fillet and chamfer option. And you can proceed and do your 3D model perfectly without hesitation. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked today's video, and Thank you very much for watching my video. Consider subscribing below. If it's your first time to come to my YouTube channel, like my video, comment. Don't forget to strike notification bell, and also help me share to your friend who want to learn SolidWorks. Thank you very much for watching my video. God bless you. See you next time.